Daytime fishing hacks? Pro tips to hook fish all day? Yo, what's good, fishing squad? Welcome back to Fishing 24 Hours, your go-to channel for epic fishing adventures, killer tips, and stories that'll get your pulse racing. Think fish only bite at dawn or dusk? Wrong. Daytime fishing, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., can be a total game changer if you know the right tricks. Today we're dropping 4 pro hacks to hook fish under the blazing sun, finding shade. Using smaller hooks and bait, picking tangy or fishy lures, and keeping it stealthy. These secrets will have you pulling carp, bass, and bluegill like a champ, even when the sun's cooking. Picture this, a scorching noon at Lake Tahoe, California, where the water's crystal clear and fish are lurking like they're planning a heist. Me and my crew roll up, armed with worms and dough bait, ready to dominate. But under the midday sun, our floats are dead. Not a nibble, even with fish taunting us from afar. I'm about to ditch when my buddy Sarah, the group's gearhead who's always tinkering with new tricks, nudges me and says, "Yo, fish are hiding in the shade. Drop a small worm under that overhanging tree, keep it quiet, and watch the show." I take her advice, cast a tiny size 4 hook with a short worm under a shady bank. In under 10 minutes, my float dives, and I reel in a 3-pound carp, splashing like it's in a splash park. The crew loses it, cheering like we scored a touchdown. That day I bagged some bluegill in a base bucket, overflowing, grin plastered on my face. So that's when it hit me. Daytime fishing rocks, if you play it smart. In this video, we're unpacking the ultimate daytime fishing hacks, why they work, how to nail the 4 key trick shade spots. Small hooks and bait, tangy fishy lures, and stealth mode, plus the best fishing holes and fish to target. I've got 2 fresh stories from the US to fire you up, along with pro tips, beginner hacks, and safety notes to make you the king of any fishing spot. These tricks work in ponds, lakes, rivers, and creeks across America, from Lake Tahoe to the Arkansas River. For species like carp, bass, bluegill, white amur, and catfish, grab an ice-cold soda, kick back, and let's dive into this sun-soaked fishing adventure. Why do daytime fishing hacks matter? From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., the sun's blazing, fish get skittish and hide in cooler spots to dodge the heat. They're pickier, nibbling cautiously on smaller, easy-to-swallow bait with strong scents. Targeting shade using small hooks, tangy or fishy bait. And staying quiet makes your bait irresistible, convincing fish it's safe to bite. Daytime fish congregate in cool zones like shaded banks, lily pads, or underdocks, making these hacks your ticket to steady catches. I've tested them on countless trips, and they're pure gold for conquering the midday heat. Hack 1. Find shaded spots. Fish chill under trees, lily pads, or docks to escape the sun. At Lake Tahoe, shady banks with overhanging branches or lily pad patches are carp and bass hotspots. Drop bait to the bottom, 4 to 8 inches deep, using a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker, setting your float 5 to 10 centimeters from the hook. Carp nibble lightly, so wait for a full float dip or steady pull, then set the hook gently. Use a 6 to 8 pound test line for big fighters. Scout for tree shadows, lily pads, or dock edges to hit cool zones. Act 2. Go small with hooks and bait. Daytime fish are cautious, preferring bite-sized offerings. Use size 4 to 6 hooks with small bait. Think rice cornmeal balls, the size of a fingertip, or worms cut to 1 to 2 inches. Mix cold rice with toasted cornmeal at a 1-to-1 ratio. Adding sour yogurt or molasses, swapping every 15 minutes to keep it fresh. For dew bait, mix enough for an hour to avoid spoilage. On the Arkansas River, small hooks with tiny worms or bluegill magnets. If your float twitches lightly, wait for a full dip to set the hook firm. Hack 3. Pick tangy or fishy bait. Warm water makes fish picky, but tangy scents from yogurt-mixed rice or fishy smells from worms and shrimp spark their appetite. Mix mashed rice with cornmeal, add a spoonful of sour yogurt or a dash of fish oil for scent. Swap bait every 10 to 15 minutes as heat fades aromas fast. At Tahoe, worms or tangy rice bait pull carp hard under shaded trees. Store bait in a sealed, cool container to keep it fresh. Hack 4. Stay stealthy. Avoid ripples. Daytime fish spook easily from noise or water movement. Move quietly, speak softly, and cast gently to avoid waves. On the Arkansas River, sitting still under a shaded dock with soft casts, hooks, catfish, and bluegill. If your float's still after 15 to 20 minutes, check bait. Small fish might have nibbled it clean. Use a sensitive float, set to balance 7, fish 3 for light bites. Avoid splashing casts or fish will bolt. Prime fishing spots are shaded areas like grassy banks, root tangles, or docks. At Tahoe, lily pad edges or tree-shaded banks are carp havens. On the Arkansas, reed-lined shores or dock shadows are catfish gold means. Drop to the bottom for carp or bass, 4 to 8 inches deep, or mid-water at 0.5 to 1 meter for white amore. Use a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker to hold steady. If no bubbles or fish show, shift to a shadier spot. Fish that vibe with these hacks are carp, bass, bluegill, white amore, and catfish. Carp and bass love tangy rice bait on the bottom. White amore hit mid-water bait, twitching your rod every 2 to 3 seconds to spread scent. Bluegill and catfish go for small worms or shrimp. If your float jerks hard, set the hook quick but gentle with a 4 to 6 pound test line. Small, tangy bait catches even the lightest daytime nibbles. Daytime fishing shines from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. When fish huddle in shade, light sun, post-rain, or breezes at 2 to 5 meters per second are ideal. Fish ease up and bite. At Tahoe, noon post-train under lily pads is prime. On the Arkansas dock, shadows at midday draw catfish. If your float's dead, try a shadier spot or wait for cooler hours. Boost success by chumming lightly. Near roots, scatter rice cornmeal or yogurt mix bait for carp. Under lily pads, toss dough powder for white amore. Chum sparingly. Wait 10 to 15 minutes for fish to swarm. Now watch for bubbles or fish, then cast fresh bait with small hooks, swapping every 15 minutes. If no bites in 15 to 20 minutes, move to a shadier spot or add fish oil to the bait. Here's a fresh story to get you hyped. One blazing afternoon on the Arkansas River, my crew and I set up for a chill fishing sesh. My buddies cast in open water, baking under the sun, floats dead. I spotted a shady dock, used a size 4 hook with a tiny shrimp, kept quiet. In 10 minutes flat, my float dove, and I reeled in a 4-pound catfish, thrashing like a rock star. The gang went wild. Daytime shade fishing is legit. That day, I hooked bluegill galore, bucket heavy, an adventure for the books. To fish daytime like a pro, prep smart, rice cornmeal, worms, shrimp dough. Store in a sealed, cool container to avoid spoilage. Use size 4 to 6 hooks, strong 6 to 8 pound line, sensitive float, and check for where to avoid breaks. Scout shade, bubbles, fish to pick spots. Cast at the right depth, bottom for carp, mid-water for white amore. If no bites in 15 to 20 minutes, shift to shade or swap fresher bait. In calm lakes, cast under trees or lily pads, 4 to 8 inches from the bottom. In rivers, hit shady docks or red beds. In muddy ponds, drop to the bottom with a 1/16 to 1/8 ounce sinker. Post-train, shady spots are prime for daytime hauls. Keep experimenting. If no action after 15 to 20 minutes, move or mix in yogurt. Avoid splashing or old bait fish won't bite. Safety's key. Avoid slippery banks, especially post-train at Tahoe, to prevent falls. On the Arkansas, wear a life jacket near currents. Keep noise low. Avoid shadows on the water, bluegill and white amore, spook easy. Set a light behind you for late-day fishing to avoid tripping. Wrap soft bait tight to avoid mess. A little caution keeps the vibe chill and safe. New to fishing? Daytime hacks are a killer lesson. Try a lake with rice bait under shade, dropping to the bottom for carp. Or fish white amore in a river mid-water at 0.5 to 1 meter under docks. Note which shady spots and baits work, like base post-train. Don't sweat a still float, shift to shade, or use tanger bait. This builds observation and patience, setting you up for big catches. To level up, master shade spotting, twitch for mid-water fish, or mix fish oil for scent. Hit ponds, lakes, or rivers, picking spots by shade and water signs. Use fresh rice, fragrant cornmeal, lively worms. In crowded spots, find a quiet corner to keep fish calm. These details make you a fishing rock star, even in the midday sun. Daytime fishing is a secret few spill. Shade, small bait, tangy scents, and stealth mode keep fish hooked. 3 words: shade, scent, silence. Every cast in the right spot, fish swarming, floats, diving, feels like an epic quest. When the float dips, heart pounding, rod grip tight, that's a moment only anglers get. Rookie or pro, these hacks make you the boss of any fishing hole. That's a wrap, squad. We've cracked the daytime fishing code from shade spots, bait prep to dodging mistakes. Hope you're pumped to test these hacks. Smash like, share with your fishing crew, and subscribe to Fishing 24 Hours for more epic tips. Got a daytime fishing story that's pure fire? Drop it in the comments. I'm dying to hear. Tight lines, monster catches. See you on the next adventure.